A few months ago, we made a podcast about how our personalities might change if we had to have something like a heart transplant, as the heart and brain work in unison in keeping the whole body alive, and that when you put a strange heart in somebody, it could change their personality because of the internal change.
Mm. Yeah.
Of course, this subject is still open to debate with professionals on both sides of the argument. So our body is evolving always with cells dying and new ones being created by our biological system. Fascinating to know that we're in constant evolution.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what about internal prosthetics? Would a mechanical heart change a person's personality? I ask this because there is a prosthetic being researched by scientists at the University of Maryland in the US. But this prosthetic will touch every fiber of your body, not just like a link from heart to brain. This prosthetic is prosthetic blood. I try not to use the word like fake or manufactured, as these types of blood we can see on stage and in horror movies. You know, it's fake blood.
Yeah.
But the University of Maryland is boasting that it is on the verge of making replacement blood human consumption, or for human consumption, as the case may be. Their blood acts as real blood. What they have done is extracted hemoglobin from expired blood and then enclosed the protein in a bubble of fat which replicates red blood cells. Dr. Alan Doctor, strange name for a doctor, if you ask me.
Well, yeah.
But that's his name. Dr. Alan Doctor from the university said that the artificial blood is designed so that at the moment of need, a medic can mix it with water, and within a minute you have blood. At the moment, they are experimenting on the humble lapin. Lapin is French for rabbit, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
So you know. In human trials are just around the corner. The blood kept in powder form would help emergency room staff more quickly if confronted by a person bleeding out in front of them. But back to the university. They bled a rabbit almost dry to simulate a person bleeding out in a car crash, for example. As the rabbit was still in hypovolemic shock, they refilled the rabbit with the prosthetic blood, and the rabbit is recovering in the bunny ITU.
Oh, right. Pleased to hear that. Yeah.
Looking chirpy as a rabbit can. Normally it's a bird that's chirpy, but there you go.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, yes.
It seems that this sort of research isn't limited to the US. In Japan, Professor Hiromi Sakai's lab has already launched a clinical trials using fabricated blood.
All right.
His lab is working on a prosthetic blood for all blood types, and which could be kept on the shelf for up to 2 years. Now, the practical use of this I can understand because there's no more need for, or a lot less need for blood donors, for example.
Okay, yeah.
And transporting dried blood in a pot, a little bit like dried milk, is a lot easier than to keep refrigerated and in those bags.
Yes.
But I come back to this thought about how it changes us and our way of being, because you can't really check that out on a rabbit.
No.
You know, a rabbit is going to eat his carrots, and that's all we're going to know about the rabbit. You know, and when they start doing these scientific tests on humans, you know, will they take this into consideration? Because if everybody had this, you know, normal blood, our blood, right, it also regenerates, and we get rid of dead blood, if you like, blood that we don't waste blood, if you like. through the liver,
Mm.
and then through the urine, through our
Yeah.
urine. That's where all the dead blood goes, and
Yeah.
our blood is always. That's why when we cut ourselves,
Yeah.
the we get topped up by our own body.
Yeah.
It
Yeah. Yeah. It
makes more
automatically
blood.
does it. Yeah. Yeah. It's a
And I'm not sure how our blood would cope with this prosthetic. I call it prosthetic
uh,
because I don't want to say manufactured or fake, but this new blood, if you like,
mm,
new type blood, how our body would um, react to that,
right.
and if it would, as the blood goes to every cell in our body,
What a share. Yeah. Yeah.
it changes as a not only as a person but as a human. You know,
Right. Okay. Well. Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Go for your
I,
sci-fi.
yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah. I was just going to go this. I know. Yeah. Data out of Star Trek and many other characters. Yeah, who have synthetic blood running through them. Um, You've got to remember when you have an accident at the moment, they hook you up to the saline drip, or it is the plasma they put into you. Yeah, so that's artificial to start with. Yeah, and it allows the body to, if you like, keep functioning to a point, and allows then the body time to actually, if you like, generate replacement blood cells. Remembering your body is actually quite incredible. It gets rid of things it doesn't want in there.
Of course.
And that does include up to illegal drugs and normal drugs and everything else. Yeah. I don't know this. Yeah, when I'm subject to DNA testing. Yeah, how long chemicals stay in your body. Yeah. Um, but it's it's drugs and alcohol for anyone outside. I was in an industry safety critical. Yeah, we learned about these things. Now, yeah, I was always a bit skeptical before when you talked about. Yeah, I mean, it is a case of does your body accept or reject things? Don't forget, your body can reject a new heart. Yeah, if it doesn't see it's compatible or other things. Yeah, what they have when they put a new heart in, yes, they do have to convince the body business as usual. Yeah, to put the new heart, and there's drugs they use and everything to do that. Would that affect your personality? Um, I mean, we had a big experiment quite recently when they were putting an experimental um, a solution into our bodies anyway to see if it would prevent or help or have any effect or not. Okay. Okay, that's still open to debate, and there's
Of
not
course, a
many.
lot of people died because of that. And when you talk about taking drugs to make the heart to so the body accepts the
Yeah,
heart,
yeah.
I'm not talking about the function.
No, no, it's
I'm not
about
talking
the
about the
total
function.
acceptance. It's acceptance. Yeah, and
It's the connection. It's the emotional connection, I
yeah,
suppose.
yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, I don't. I've never seen any evidence that. I mean, outside a horror film, yeah, that there's any connection between somebody having a murderer's heart put in and then becoming a mass murderer themselves. Um, I mean, it's possible there's chemical things in things. I mean, yeah, we are electrochemical devices, really, at the base of it, how we function. Yeah, electromechanical devices, electrochemical
That was the
devices.
basis. That was the basis of our last
Yeah,
podcast about
yeah. So,
is
yeah,
that is that some people did have personality changes
but that,
after
yeah,
like heart
but
where they
that,
had to have heart transplants rather,
yeah, but that could be a variety of different reasons as well.
which is
Not,
why the debate's still open.
yeah. And I think pumping your body will, yeah, routinely, as you said, gets rid of blood anyway. Yeah. It does a more efficient car oil change than we do. Yeah, which if you think about it, is what it's doing. It's taking oxygen around the body and it's clearing everything. And yeah, your liver and your kidneys and gets rid of toxins. The toxins come out. Um, I think in an emergency case, I'm not going to argue with anyone that's putting this anything in me to keep me alive. Yeah. Um, and anything is going to be a risk anyway. They don't know when they put the plasma into you if your body will react to that or not. Yeah, it's tried and tested. In most cases, it's good. Yeah. If you watch Doctor House a lot, they have routine procedures that go wrong a lot on that. Yeah. Okay.
Well,
That's more than
otherwise it wouldn't be a program, sir.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, House is actually based on reality, real, real things that have happened, but very, very rare. And that's the whole process of thing. It's based around Sherlock Holmes investigation type things. But yeah, getting away from that. Yeah, I mean, I think this is where, as a human species, we are excellent because we figure out how to keep people alive. And you're talking about you got an emergency by the roadside. You got someone the victim is there bleeding out, as you say. Um, you've got the instant ability to, if you like, make your coffee. I'll go into a bit about coffee here, all that stuff, and pump it into them. Yeah, keep them going. Yeah. Um, if you like, yeah. So open your dry seal pack, in it goes, bang, off we go. Yeah. Um, Obviously, yeah, it's got to be a sterile conditions or sterile as you can do it. But yeah, but don't forget when you're putting the drip in which you have emergency drips and things like that on things, that's still got to be sterile, but you're doing it in an unsterile situation. Yeah. But it keeps someone the reaction is the chances are you're going to keep someone alive or help to keep someone alive until they can be dealt with.
I'm not discussing the mechanics of it.
No, but I am. I'm going into it, but I'm thinking, yeah, the
No,
practicality.
I'm sure the mechanics of it works.
Yeah, but I'm talking about but we're talking about psychological effects or
There you are.
yeah, I mean, okay, you've had a chemical change in your body. Um, if you're at that point of requiring a procedure like that, there could be a lot of other traumatic things happening.
Without doubt, without
Yeah,
doubt, which is why I said in the preamble that
yeah, yeah,
the scientists are still discussing it on both
yeah.
sides of the spectrum.
I mean, I do understand what you're saying. Yes, are you going to have a chemical change in your body, the way you think and everything else? Is it going to affect up here? How you might be? And it's possible. And I'm not dismissing it. I'm I I'm trying to think like this. We've got this idea here. Why could this be like this? Yeah, and it's a brainstorming thing. And all the time we got to think of this. Now, as human beings, yes, we are trying to create things that save lives. That's what we do. Um, and I think it's very, very clever. I mean, I've heard about this about proteins and everything else, and yeah. I mean, it could actually start a whole new train of medical science of actually making a bad person into a good person. Yeah, if you can change certain elements in it. I mean, we've already had that to a point with different drugs we use to suppress people's other emotions and things. Yeah,
Yeah.
desires and things. But yeah, I mean, but you said it's synthetic. Yeah, the idea is it's a temporary measure. At the moment, it's a temporary measure. Yeah, your body is going to get rid of it. It is just like putting the plasma in. I mean,
Well, that also we don't know.
well, that's it. But
We don't know. We've only got Bunny. We've only got Bunny to go on.
yeah, well, bunny is hopping a little bit differently to what they used to. I mean, actual people that have pets can tell looking at their pets if they've got problems. You know that you're guinea pigs, and my sister has rabbits as well, and it's quite tragic when she can tell if one's got a mixer or something. Um, yeah, you see the Simpsons. Um, I mean, yes, just like I say, I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm a science fiction stroke horror fan, horror film fan, and I see all these things. And then remember, a lot of these things, if you can think, if a Hollywood writer can think it, there's probably an element that it could come there. Um, yeah, I mean, you could be talking, Frankenstein blood. You know, you always talk about Frankenstein's monster here. Yeah,
Well, the Frankenstein's blood we already do that with actual blood transplants,
yeah.
right?
Well,
But it's a natural thing.
yeah.
So if the body rejects the blood that we have circulating in our body, it will do via the liver, and our body will reproduce it. But we don't know how the body's going to react to synthetic blood.
Well, this is it, and this is why you
You
have
know,
medical trials, and this is why we
when it,
have medical trial. I mean, we start off with bobbing the rabbit, yeah,
yeah,
and then we build up, and then
of course, of
we
course,
have we have chemical trials, and it will be a case if you get your volunteers, you pay them $200-300,
that's right. This is what the guy in Japan's doing.
yeah, and you put a little bit in there to see if the person has any untoward reaction to it, yeah. which,
This is going to need to be a complete transplant, a
oh yeah,
complete flush out
yeah,
and trans.
but you're not going to flush out somebody's body, hell, the blood like you did with poor old Bunny. Oh yeah, you can't do that for a human. That's unethical. Yeah. Um,
Don't know. But once again, the mechanics of it, I'm sure it works.
well, yeah,
But
but
it's the thing that we can't measure.
yeah,
Uh,
well, yeah. Again, it's a measure of, okay, we start using it. Okay, we've done a lot of medical trials on this, and as far as we know, it's working. It's good. We've had our first major accident, big car smash. You know, bodies everywhere or parts. Yeah, somebody's had a big trauma. Yeah, they're dragged into the ITU, and then they've completely replaced it all. Yeah, with this synthetic blood. Then they wake up and start going around murdering all the staff without having any criminal record before. Yeah, the horror movie scenario. Yeah, we might know at that point that there's probably a connection. If it happens more than once, if it happens 2 or 3 times, yeah, um, that's extreme. I know I'm joking a bit, but yeah, until you get to that level, we're not going to know, and it's probably a long-term thing as well.
yeah,
It's
right, right.
it's the balance between keeping someone alive, yeah, who's probably going to die anyway, and then keeping them alive and then maybe monitoring them after that. Um, if you've picked up on it, other people could be picking up on it.
Sure.
And that is one of the things they do look for with these chemical trials. Does it affect the person's personality? They do psychological, don't forget, they do psychological tests with people that undergo these trials as well. So
Of course.
they know who they're dealing with. And if
The
suddenly
before and after. Yeah.
yeah, and if suddenly the guy suddenly goes a bit erratic or does something strange, maybe we've got a bit of a problem. I mean, the other thing is, yeah, they look for, yeah, other side effects.